They lied to you about power. They told you power comes from hard work, from being good, from following the rules. They told you nice guys finish first, that karma exists, that the universe rewards fairness. All lies. Comfortable lies. Society tells you to keep you weak, to keep you compliant, to keep you from taking what's yours. Because if you understood how power actually works, you'd be dangerous. You'd be ungovernable. You'd be a threat to people who currently have power. And they can't have that. Today you're going to learn 10 brutal truths about power that no one teaches you. Not in school, not at work, not in polite society. These are the rules people with power follow while telling you to follow different rules. The game they play while convincing you there's no game. The reality they live while selling you fantasy. These aren't theories. These are observations of how power actually operates. In politics, in business, in relationships, in life. Drop this if you're ready. I understand power's true nature. Let's begin. Brutal truth 1. Power is never given, only taken. Nobody hands you power. Nobody volunteers to give up control. Nobody says, here, take my authority, my resources, my position. Power doesn't work that way. Power is territorial. The people who have it guard it viciously. They'll share money. They'll share knowledge. They'll share almost anything, except power, because power is zero-sum. When you gain it, someone else loses it. And nobody loses power willingly. So if you want power, you take it. You don't ask permission. You don't wait for approval. You don't earn it through merit. You take it through force, through strategy, through relentless action. That's how every powerful person in history got power. They took it. Look at any powerful person, any leader, any mogul, any king. They didn't get power by being nice. They got power by taking it, sometimes violently, sometimes strategically, sometimes through manipulation, but always by taking. The myth of meritocracy is a control mechanism. Work hard and you'll succeed. Be good and you'll rise. Follow the rules and you'll be rewarded. These are stories told to keep you obedient, to keep you working within a system designed to keep you powerless. The truth? The system doesn't reward merit. It rewards power. And power rewards those who take it. You've been taught to wait your turn, to respect hierarchy, to earn your way up. That's not how it works. That's how they want it to work. For you, not for them. They took shortcuts. They broke rules. They seized opportunities. They took power when it was available. Then they changed the rules to prevent others from doing the same. They pulled the ladder up behind them. Now they tell you to climb a ladder that doesn't exist. Don't fall for it. Power is taken. Always has been. Always will be. If you're waiting for someone to give you power, you'll wait forever. Affirmation: I take what's mine. Brutal truth 2. Appearing powerful is more important than being powerful. Power is perception. If people believe you have power, you have power. If they don't believe it, you don't have it. Even if you actually do. This is why image matters more than substance. Why symbols matter more than reality. Why confidence beats competence. Because power operates on belief, on perception, on what people think is true, not what actually is true. Master the appearance of power, and you'll have power. Fail to appear powerful, and you'll be powerless. Even if you're actually capable. Think about it. A CEO has power because people believe they have power. Strip away the title, the corner office, the expensive suit, the authority symbols. What's left? Just a person. But the symbols create belief. The belief creates compliance. The compliance creates real power. It's circular. It's self-reinforcing. And it's entirely based on perception. This is why powerful people invest heavily in appearing powerful. Expensive clothes, impressive offices, authority symbols, confident body language, everything projecting power. Because they understand, in the game of power, appearance is reality. You see this everywhere. Politicians don't need to be competent. They need to appear competent. Leaders don't need to know everything. They need to appear like they know everything. Experts don't need to be right. They need to appear credible. Appearance wins. Every time. Because most people can't assess actual competence. They assess surface signals. Confidence, authority, status symbols. They judge the packaging, not the product. Smart people exploit this. They master the appearance of power. Project confidence even when uncertain. Display authority even when lacking it. Perform competence even when learning. Because appearing powerful makes you powerful. That's not fake. That's how power works. Affirmation: I master power's appearance. Brutal truth 3. Nice people don't get power. They get used. Society tells you to be nice, to be kind, to be agreeable, to put others first, to avoid conflict. This is not advice for getting power. This is advice for being powerless. Nice people are useful to powerful people. They're cooperative. They're non-threatening. They're easy to control. That's why society wants you nice. Not because niceness is rewarded, because niceness is useful. To people who aren't nice, who use nice people to gain and maintain power. Look at powerful people. Really look. Are they nice? No. They're strategic. They're ruthless when necessary. They're willing to make enemies. They're comfortable with conflict. They put themselves first. Always. They might appear nice. That's image management. But underneath, they're pragmatic. They do what's required to get and keep power. Even if that means being cruel, being manipulative, being ruthless. They don't apologize for it. They don't feel bad about it. They understand, in the game of power, nice is weakness. And weakness is exploited. This doesn't mean be cruel for no reason. It means stop prioritizing others over yourself. Stop avoiding conflict to keep peace. Stop being agreeable to be liked. Stop sacrificing your interests for others who won't reciprocate. That's not virtue. That's volunteering to be used. Powerful people aren't nice. They're effective. They'll cooperate when it serves them. They'll compete when it serves them. They'll be kind when it's strategic. They'll be ruthless when it's necessary. They're not bound by niceness. They're bound by effectiveness. Learn the difference. Affirmation: I prioritize effectiveness over niceness. Brutal truth 4. Your enemies are more valuable than your friends. Friends agree with you. Enemies challenge you. Friends are comfortable. Enemies keep you sharp. Friends let you get weak. Enemies force you to stay strong. This is why powerful people cultivate enemies strategically. Not accidentally. Strategically. They pick fights. They create opposition. They make enemies deliberately. Because enemies provide value friends cannot. Enemies test you. Enemies expose your weaknesses. Enemies force you to improve. Enemies keep you vigilant. Friends let you relax. And relaxation is death in the game of power. Think about who's made you stronger. Your friends who supported everything you did? Or your enemies who opposed you? Who forced you to get better? To sharpen your skills? To cover your weaknesses? To stay alert? Your enemies. Every time. Your friends were comfortable. Your enemies were valuable. This is counterintuitive. Society says value friends, avoid enemies. But society doesn't understand power. In power dynamics, enemies are essential. They're the resistance that builds strength, the opposition that reveals weakness, the threat that maintains vigilance. Without enemies, you get soft, weak, complacent, and complacent people lose power. This doesn't mean make enemies randomly. It means don't avoid conflict to prevent enemies. Don't compromise to keep everyone happy. Don't be diplomatic to maintain false peace. Be willing to make enemies. Choose them strategically. Pick opponents who will challenge you, who will test you, who will force you to improve. Then use that opposition as fuel. Let their attacks sharpen you. Let their criticism reveal weaknesses. Let their resistance build strength. Your friends will celebrate your victories. Your enemies will create them by forcing you to be better than you'd be without opposition. Value both, but understand which one makes you powerful. Affirmation: I use opposition as fuel. Brutal truth 5. Loyalty is purchased, not earned. People aren't loyal to you. They're loyal to what you provide. Status, resources, protection, opportunity. The moment you stop providing value, loyalty disappears. This is not cynical. This is realistic. Humans are self-interested. They cooperate when cooperation benefits them. They betray when betrayal benefits them. Loyalty is just continued cooperation based on ongoing benefits. Stop providing benefits. Watch loyalty evaporate. This is why powerful people don't rely on loyalty. They rely on aligned interests. They make sure supporting them is more beneficial than betraying them. Always. You see this everywhere. Employees are loyal while you pay them. Customers are loyal while you provide value. Allies are loyal while alliance benefits them. Remove the benefit, loyalty ends instantly. This is why powerful people don't trust loyalty. They trust incentives. They structure situations so betrayal costs more than loyalty. They make themselves too valuable to betray. They create dependence. They control resources others need. They position themselves as irreplaceable. Not because people love them, because people need them. That's real loyalty, based on continuing value, not emotional connection. Stop expecting loyalty based on past favors, on history, on friendship. That's not how it works. People ask, "What have you done for me lately?" Not, "What did you do for me years ago?" Your value is current. Your loyalty is conditional. Always. So maintain your value. Keep providing benefits. Stay necessary. Make betraying you costly. Make supporting you profitable. Structure relationships around aligned interests. Not assumed loyalty, because assumed loyalty is betrayed loyalty. Guaranteed loyalty is incentivized loyalty. That's the truth powerful people understand, and powerless people learn too late. Affirmation: I create aligned interests, not assumed loyalty. Brutal truth 6. Perception of fairness matters more than actual fairness. The world isn't fair. Never has been. Never will be. But people need to believe it's fair. They need to believe merit matters. That justice exists. That good is rewarded and evil punished. This belief is essential for social stability, for cooperation, for accepting outcomes they don't like. So society maintains the illusion of fairness, even while operating completely unfairly. And smart people exploit this. They take unfair advantages while maintaining the appearance of fairness. They rig the game while appearing to play by the rules. They win unfairly while seeming to win fairly. This is everywhere. Corporations exploit workers while talking about family values. Politicians serve donors while claiming to serve constituents. The wealthy avoid taxes while demanding everyone pay their fair share. The game is rigged. Everyone knows it's rigged, but everyone pretends it's not rigged, because maintaining the illusion of fairness is more important than actual fairness. If people stopped believing in fairness, the system would collapse. So the illusion is maintained through careful image management, through controlled narratives, through the appearance of meritocracy, while actual outcomes are determined by power, not merit. You need to understand this. Don't expect fairness. Don't demand fairness. Don't waste energy fighting unfairness. Instead, exploit it. Take every advantage you can, while maintaining the appearance of fairness. Play the game as it actually exists, not as you wish it existed. The powerful take unfair advantages constantly. They just do it quietly. They maintain plausible deniability. They keep the appearance of merit-based success, while actually succeeding through connections, advantages, and rigged systems. That's the game. You can refuse to play and lose, or play and win, while pretending you're not playing. That's what everyone with power does. Affirmation: I exploit unfair advantages strategically. Brutal truth 7. Information asymmetry is power. Know what others don't know. That's power. In business, in relationships, in everything. The person with more information has more power. Always. This is why powerful people hoard information. They don't share freely. They control what others know. They create information advantages through secrecy, through surveillance, through intelligence gathering, because information is power. And sharing information is sharing power, which powerful people don't do, unless it serves them. Think about every power dynamic. Employer knows your market value. You don't. Information asymmetry favoring them. Salesperson knows the product's flaws. You don't. Information asymmetry favoring them. Government knows its real intentions. You don't. Information asymmetry favoring them. Every imbalanced relationship has information imbalance. The powerful know more. The powerless know less. This is intentional, controlled, maintained, because knowledge is power. Ignorance is weakness. And keeping people ignorant keeps them weak. So gather information, constantly, about everything, about markets, about competitors, about allies, about enemies, about opportunities, about threats. Know more than others know, while revealing less than others reveal. Create information asymmetry in your favor. Ask questions. Listen more than you speak. Research everything. Verify everything. Never accept what you're told without confirming it independently. Because everyone with power lies. They don't lie maliciously. They lie strategically, to maintain information advantages, to control narratives, to shape your behavior. The only defense is independent information. The only offense is superior information. That's power. Affirmation: I gather information relentlessly. Brutal truth 8. Rules are for people without power. Laws apply differently to the powerful. Rules are selectively enforced. Systems are designed to benefit those who made them. This is not conspiracy. This is observation. The wealthy face different justice than the poor. The connected face different consequences than the unconnected. The powerful play by different rules than the powerless. Not because the rules say so, because power says so. And power determines how rules are applied, not what rules say. You see this everywhere. Rich people commit crimes. They pay fines. Poor people commit crimes. They go to prison. Corporations break laws. They settle. Individuals break laws. They're prosecuted. Politicians violate ethics. They apologize. Regular people violate ethics. They're fired. Same rules, different applications, based entirely on power. The powerful aren't above the law. They're beyond its reach. Through lawyers, through influence, through resources, through connections, the law exists. But it doesn't touch them the same way it touches you. That's reality. Not how it should be, how it is. So understand this. Rules constrain the powerless. The powerful navigate around them. Through legal expertise, through political influence, through wealth, through connections. They don't break rules directly. They find loopholes. They influence rulemakers. They control enforcement. The rules exist. They just don't apply. Not really. Not to them. This doesn't mean break laws recklessly. It means understand the game. Build power. Build resources. Build connections. The more power you have, the less rules constrain you. That's not fair. That's reality. And reality doesn't care about fairness. Affirmation. I build power beyond rules' reach. Brutal truth 9. Emotion is weakness in power dynamics. Powerful people don't operate on emotion. They operate on strategy. They don't make decisions based on how they feel. They make decisions based on what advances their interests. They don't get angry. They get even. Strategically. They don't get attached. They stay flexible. They don't get emotional. They stay calculating. Because emotion clouds judgment, creates exploitable patterns, makes you predictable. And predictable people are controlled people. Your enemies want you emotional. They provoke you deliberately, to make you react, to make you predictable, to make you make mistakes. Anger makes you aggressive. Fear makes you defensive. Love makes you loyal. Hate makes you obsessed. All emotional states make you manipulable, controllable, weak. This is why powerful people cultivate emotional control. Not because they don't feel emotions, because they don't let emotions control them. They feel anger. They don't act from anger. They feel fear. They don't show fear. They feel attachment. They don't let attachment compromise them. They master emotions, instead of being mastered by them. Start practicing this. When provoked, don't react. Pause. Think. Respond strategically, not emotionally. When afraid, don't show it. Act confidently, despite fear. When attached, don't let it show. Maintain leverage, despite caring. Separate feeling from action. Feel everything. Act strategically. This is emotional intelligence in power dynamics. Not suppressing emotions. Not being emotionless. Feeling emotions but not being controlled by them. That's power. That's control. That's what separates powerful from powerless. The powerless react emotionally. The powerful respond strategically. Always. Affirmation. I master my emotional responses. Brutal truth 10. Power requires constant maintenance. You don't get power and keep it automatically. Power decays. Without constant effort. Without constant vigilance. Without constant action. Because power is dynamic. Others want your power. They're working to take it. You're working to keep it. The moment you stop working, you start losing. This is why powerful people never rest. Never coast. Never assume their position is secure. Because it's not. It never is. Power is perpetual competition. Perpetual warfare. Perpetual struggle. Stop struggling, you lose. Look at anyone who lost power. They got comfortable. They stopped innovating. They stopped adapting. They stopped fighting. They assumed their power was permanent. It never is. Empires fall. Companies fail. Leaders are overthrown. Always. Without exception. Not because they were weak initially. Because they stopped maintaining strength. They stopped evolving. They stopped competing. And competition doesn't stop just because you're winning. It intensifies. Everyone wants what you have. Everyone's studying your weaknesses. Everyone's waiting for you to slip. The moment you do, they pounce. So never stop. Never assume you've made it. Never coast on past victories. Power is now. Not yesterday. Not tomorrow. Now. What are you doing now to maintain power? To increase power? To defend power? If the answer is nothing, you're losing power. Right now. Even if you don't see it yet. Power requires paranoia. Healthy paranoia. Constant awareness that others want what you have. Constant effort to stay ahead. Constant innovation to remain relevant. Constant vigilance to spot threats. That's exhausting. That's the price of power. Pay it or lose power. Those are the options. Affirmation: I maintain my power daily. You've just learned 10 brutal truths about power. Power is taken, not given. Appearing powerful matters more than being powerful. Nice people get used. Enemies provide more value than friends. Loyalty is purchased. Fairness is illusion. Information is power. Rules constrain the powerless. Emotion is weakness. Power requires constant maintenance. These aren't comfortable truths. They're not meant to be. They're meant to be accurate, to reflect reality as it exists, not as we wish it existed. Most people never learn these truths. They go through life believing the comfortable lies. Work hard and succeed. Be nice and be rewarded. Follow rules and advance. Play fair and win. None of it's true. It's all social control, designed to keep you compliant, to keep you weak, to keep you from challenging people with power. Because if everyone understood how power actually works, the current power structure would collapse. So they don't teach you this. They teach you the opposite. They teach you to be powerless, while calling it virtue. Now you know better. You know how power actually works. What you do with this knowledge is your choice. You can reject it. Go back to comfortable lies. Pretend the world is fair. That merit matters. That niceness is rewarded. That's your right. Or you can accept it. Use it. Apply these truths. Take power. Build power. Maintain power. That's also your right. But understand, once you see power clearly, you can't unsee it. Once you understand the game, you can't pretend it doesn't exist. You can only choose whether to play. And if you choose to play, play to win. Because in power dynamics, second place is first loser. Think deeper. Feel less. Know more. This is the hidden mindset.